Cancer. Let's see what's going on with you for this second half of September. Yeah, this is like your third house of communication, especially if you are a Cancer rising. So Cancer rising, if this is your third house of communication, then like, that's pretty good because Virgo is a sign of communication, but it's how we bring our ideas that we have manifested into order, right? How do we bring order to things? Okay, so you're really good at doing that. You're really good at bringing order to things. You're really good at bringing order to the home. And kids, I'm gonna let that stay right there where it is. And I'm gonna shuffle one more time. And then I'm just gonna lay these cards out. I usually get a couple of stories from the front and the back stacks. You know, because I'm reading for a lot of different people. Everyone isn't the same. Right? Even if you are a Cancer. I'm a Cancer moon. All right, so the Four of Swords is talking about detaching from the goings on of other people, right? It's like you need some time to think for yourself, and you need some time to focus on what it is that you want. What are your ideas, you know? And this is good towards like self-realization and self-actualization, you know, because we are so absorbent of other people's energy that we have to get settled in our own energy from time to time. You know, it's like coming into a pit stop to like re-energize or refuel ourselves, or like gain some perspective about what's been happening in our lives. You know, we're trying to relate to the experiences and all of the things that have gone on, so that we can learn from them, so that we can change and make some adjustments where they need to be made. So it's kind of like that's what you're dealing with right now, Cancer. And it's like you might even be pulling away from friends and relationships in order to give yourself some time to think, you know, about what you want. Yes, definitely you are, because the Star card is here and it talks about that, you know. This is energy where like you can be yourself when, you know, there's no one else around, right? And that time is very important that we spend with ourselves when no one else is around, because it helps us reappreciate what it is that's special about us, that no one can challenge, and that no one is going to, you know, confront in any kind of way, right? So this is like releasing all of that stress, right? And just kind of like tapping back into oneself. You know, it's very powerful to be able to make the decision to be alone, right? In whatever way, shape, or form, right? So the Star card is also like needing a mental break from things. Both of these cards talk about needing a mental break, right? And they're just like, I need some time to think. I need like time to recharge my mind. I need time to like not be connected to, you know, society, or be attached to friends, you know, like that type of thing, right? So I feel like there's definitely a psychological, a spiritual cleansing happening. You know, you're letting down your guard, but it's because you are in a safe space where your ideas can be explored, right? Let's see what the other card is here. Yes, I'm living for this, because there's a lot of, you're detaching from the emotions, right? Definitely, and the Star card as well. So it talks about how we, other people attach their emotions to us, right? And sometimes we pick up on other people's emotions, right? So we have to like, you see how she's like allowing it to sort of wash away, or they're allowing it to wash away. Yes. And the Ace of Swords is just saying, like, now you feel the freedom too. Because when you pull away from those things that otherwise distract you and bring a little bit of, like, uncertainty to us in our process, you know what I mean? Other people's beliefs, their opinions about things, you know, our experience is a very individual one, and we have to remind ourselves that so that we don't become just a face in the crowd of people who are going about their lives in a way that just plays into the status quo, right? And a lot of the times we just need to turn off social media, or stop texting people as much, or stop putting ourselves out there as much as we have been, like that type of thing, you know? And this Ace of Swords talks about focusing on yourself, right? And when you focus on yourself, you feel freedom and independence to do what you want, right? And then, you know, you sort of like remove certain barriers, right? Roadblocks that might have been in the way, you know, and we're coming out of this place of feeling suffocated. I feel like we can speak for ourselves now, and we feel like that independence of self-expression, right? You know, what do you think? Okay, Nine of Wands is talking about moving forward. Yes, you have been hurt in the past, but now moving forward, you are going to, you know, not put yourself out there so much, right? You're going to be a little bit more careful about how you go about doing things, right? Because it's the Nine of Wands, so that's Sagittarius, right? And it's learning lessons from the past too. You know, you're probably even a little bit very emotionally defensive right now, or emotionally protective, right? And the Nine of Wands also just talks about realizing what the past has taught you. Okay? Being defensive about something, being defensive about the past in some kind of way, you know? It could be defending behavior from the past, or it could be like wanting some answers from that type of thing, you know? Because the Nine of Wands is a little bit discriminate of the future. It almost doesn't necessarily trust what the future holds in some kind of way, right? Because of the past. But it is moving forward, but it's moving forward like with a little bit of reluctance, like that type of thing. Okay, let's go ahead and flip over the back. Yeah, definitely. Because another 9 is here, and it's the 9 of Pentacles, and that's Venus and Virgo, right? So in order to experience like the pleasures in life and to see the things come to you that you are trying to manifest, you're going to have to create some healthy patterns, and you're going to have to change some behaviors, right? And that might require you to create certain physical boundaries between you and others so that you can focus on your goals. That's why this time spent alone is very valuable. You know what I mean? Because it's like when you don't do that, then where are your ideas going, you know? They're probably going to other people, or, you know, you're just kind of like you're not doing anything. You're not making the best of your time, right? So I feel like that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to be more efficient with your time so that you can see change happening where you know it needs to be happening, right? And this could even be in relationships, and it could just be trying to see patterns change within relationships. And sometimes you have to initiate that by changing your patterns, right? And people aren't going to necessarily be able to do that for you. You know, only you can do that for yourself. So you have to be interested in self-improvement, right? And if you really want that self-improvement, then sometimes you have to make certain physical sacrifices where it's like what you spend your time doing, right, or not doing, and the relationships that you might be putting a lot of time into, right? What are you getting out of these things, okay? And it's also saving your energy for what's really important here with this Nine of Pentacles, right? Saving your energy for what's really important. Let's flip over the back card here for, Eight of Cups, right? So it's like leaving something behind that you may have valued, that you may have even loved, or something that you even love unconditionally, because it is Pisces, right? But it's Saturn in Pisces. So it's talking about the loss of something that meant a lot to you, because it is like it's the Eight of Cups, so it talks about the emotional attachment to something and the time that has spanned, right? But it also talks about knowing when to make the right sacrifice out of sheer discipline, right? Because it's Saturn. And we're being taught lessons of discipline and lessons of loss and lessons of compassion and unconditional love, and how we might be allowing our codependency or our emotional codependency to control us and prevent us from going in new directions in our lives, right? Let's see what's going on behind the Nine of Wands. The Four of Pentacles. Okay, so I think that Taurus got this. So you might be dealing with a Taurus, Cancer. And it might have to do with some things with the home, or it might have to do with some things with finances. This is also talking about Capricorn season, which is like your season that focuses on relationships a lot, or like the opposite energy. So there could be some things really changing for you in Capricorn season, or after Christmas, like right around the new year, where you might be securing something else, or you might be moving, or you might be changing like the place that you live, or your job could be changing, or there could be something that's happening that's bigger. You may have hit a milestone, because the Four of Pentacles do talk about milestones and things that happen in your life that are major components to like the new structures that you're going to be working on and working off of, right? Or the new structures that have been like implemented into your life just due to like you gradually maturing, right, into this new person. Right? So yes, Cancer, you know, you might be having to leave some things behind, but you got the Four of Swords here, which is talking about self-actualization, self-realization, and then you're cleansing yourself of like other people's energy so that you can really focus on yourself and go after your goals, right? And, you know, be able to like, you know, have all of the things that you've always wanted, right? That you know you deserve because of all the work that you've done to have them initially anyway, right? Freedom, cutting some things off, detaching from some things. Yes, being hurt from the past and not making the same mistakes moving into the future, you know. And it's also kind of like coming out of a bad situation as well. So that's really good. And if you haven't gotten out of that situation, the future says that you will be getting out of that bad situation, right? And it'll be different moving forward. Thank you so much, Cancer. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Follow me on Instagram. It's Providence Tarot. And my personal account is NYC Kendrick. If you'd like to get a reading with me, email providencetarotkendrick@gmail.com.